On this episode of Monday to Monday, we meet with Rico Cash. We have a conversation. We've been supporting him for a while. Years ago, we started playlisting him, and it actually really affected his career. He talks all about it. He says what happened after he got on the Monday to Monday playlist, and it's a cool story, especially to me, because we're always looking to highlight emerging artists and people who've been on the playlist for a while, like Lil Keed, Gunna, Tierra Whack. Like, they're not really emerging, but we still support. Once you're on the playlist, you're kind of on the playlist for life, depending on what the song sounds like. We have a vibe on the playlist, so we can't really playlist anything, but we're watching, we're supporting. And yeah, so Rico Cash, just dropped a new project called The Get Back. He works with my person in Atlanta named Guy. I was gonna say my guy, but his name is Guy, so look him up, Guy ATL. He used to be my DJ. We were on tour when I managed artists. He was the DJ, and he always keeps me updated. So he's like, yo, check out Rico's new project. I checked it out, and I believe in him. So we playlisted it, and then I saw Young Thug give him a shout out on Instagram. I saw Lil Baby do it, and that's a big deal. So we're about to dive into the podcast. I think you guys are going to enjoy this one. We're making these very business focused, so I speak with Rico Cash about playlisting and cosigns, okay? But anyway, we have the voicemail now. You could text us or leave a voicemail. If you leave a voicemail, I could play them on the podcast though. So I'm gonna play this one, and then I'm gonna answer the question. And if you need the phone number, I'm Mike Boyd JR on Instagram. Just go to my Instagram, it's in the bio. It's a 314 number because I'm from St. Louis. All right, so let's go.
Yo, this is James. Want to know how I can get down with this NFT revolution you got going on? So, Instagram, James, let's go.
James, let's go.
Look forward to hearing from you soon. Yeah.
All right. So he's on Instagram as James, let's go. I'm gonna look up his Instagram while we're doing this. But basically, he asked about how he could get down with NFTs. Now, as Gary Vee would say, you definitely got to know what you're doing. NFTs are serious, especially if you're buying and selling them. But my main thing that I've learned being around Gary Vee and, helping some artists. All right, James, I just followed you back. Let's go. But my main thing I learned, being around Gary Vee and the V friends and all that, Andy, Avery, James, Gary has an agency, Vayner NFT, check it out. But main thing I learned is all about access. So James, let's see, says creative thought leader. If you're an artist and you're making music, maybe, put out an NFT and say, hey, I love playing the piano. You could be in the studio with me. You could help me play the piano. I'll show you myself playing the piano. You be in the studio with me one time every year for the next 10 years, right? Now, if you ever, blow up big, 10 years from now, that might be worth millions of dollars to be in the studio with you. I always tell people recently when I'm talking about NFTs, I say, I was talking to Kendrick Lamar's people when he was releasing Section 80, right? That was a while ago. I don't know how long that was, maybe 10 years, whatever. But I was trying to get him a brand deal for the project. Now, that didn't happen. But if we were doing an NFT, right? And at that point in his career, much smaller than he is now, obviously. So if he put out an NFT and he said, hey, for the next 10 years, anyone who owns this NFT, due to the smart contract, it transfers when you sell it. But that's what a smart contract is. It always is there. So the smart contract could say, one time a year, you get to be in the studio with me while I make music. Can you imagine if he put that out in 2010, how much it would be worth 10 years later, 2020? Can you imagine how much people would pay to be in the studio with him? It's crazy. And that's like the game, it's the long game. With Gary Vee, his NFTs, everyone's a ticket to his conference, 3-year conference, right? But some of them, you get to sit courtside with him at a Knicks game. If you like basketball, if you love Gary Vee, you might want to be courtside with him. Also, that's like guaranteed one-on-one time because you can't really get up and move around during the game too much. You know what I mean? So he has a gift goat NFT. He sends gifts 5 times a year, I think, every year for I don't know how long. But that to me is the cool part about NFTs. It's like the next level of marketing. It's like D-Rock. He films Gary all the time. If he put out an NFT, the photo could be him with his camera. We called like, whatever, I don't care what it's called, but he just makes it known due to the smart contract, 1 time a year, 5 times a year, whatever, 1 time a month. D-Rock will fly to your city and document your day. Come on, man. Some people would pay a lot of money for that. And then some people like to flip them. You know, if you have money, buy the freaking NFT you believe in, resell it, whatever. That's the game. So, I hope that helped. And also, I'm working on some cool NFT projects with Gary Vee right now. So we're getting some of your favorite new artists, putting them in the NFT game, doing it proper, doing it with access. I can't wait till you guys see it. We're working on it right now. So there is an opportunity. Keep DMing me. My DMs are getting flooded though. So maybe leave a comment. But we're paying attention for real. Well, thanks for coming on the podcast. And what we're doing now is we're touching on topics, right? Because a lot of people who listen to the podcast are emerging artists or managers or just fans of the music, but they're trying to get some insights from someone like yourself who's in the game, right? So, one topic we wanted to touch on today was playlisting. And Guy, who, will jump in and out of the interview on your side, but, that's my dude. And so, Guy hit me and he told me that the playlist really helped you out. And, that's how you met Jeff from your team. And, talk to us about the importance of being on the playlist or any playlist and how that all worked out.
And all honesty, if I could rate what's most important these days and breaking as an artist or building, playlisting is definitely top 3. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't even know about really playlisting about that until y'all put me on the playlist, and this shit opened so many doors. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, it met Jeff. It widened my fan base a lot. You know what I'm saying? Then Gary supported me, which was crazy because shit, I didn't even expect that. You know what I'm saying? So playlisting is very, very critical. I actually kind of bullshitted as far as with this project, as far as having everything together, playlisting wise, pitching wise. But it's never too late. But definitely, I know once I really start pitching this project, a lot of different playlists, it's gonna open up a lot more doors. You know what I'm saying? But
Hell yeah.
But
Yeah, for
playlisting,
anyone listening.
sure.
What were you going to say?
Playlisting is definitely probably the top 3 most important.
Hell yeah. Yeah, and for anyone listening, it's just sharing music with your friends, basically. You got a playlist you like, someone makes a playlist, our Monday to Monday playlist. We're putting you on to stuff that we think you'll enjoy. So if you trust the right playlist, that does help an artist, help spread the word.
Playlists are more important than radio these days, hands down. There's no question that. So if anybody who's listening thinks, radio of course is good for mainstream, and it's definitely builds familiarity as far as the public, but playlisting it's a trust there. Like you said, it's a trust. So they're gonna be willing to listen to it versus the playlist is gonna pay who's paid or what's mainstream, and you get sick of hearing that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I agree, man. That's why it's with our playlist Monday to Monday, we're trying to highlight people like yourself, or like you mentioned before we start recording, how we were supporting Gunna or Keed or
Yeah,
whoever. We're trying to highlight people early to help. This isn't like where you go to listen to Drake or
exactly.
Wiz Khalifa's new music. It's how you mentioned you saw us working with Gunna and Keed, and that's the whole
Yeah,
point of our playlist, is to kind of help people at the beginning. We're not trying to highlight the biggest artists in the game. Like, we want people to find out about you right now while it matters to you. You know what I mean?
exactly. Like I said, like we was talking about. For me personally, y'all played a part in me watching where Gunna's career was headed because I saw like the thing about it is to the fan base, it's almost like it's a thing where they want to see where you headed. They want to see the potential. They want to see that it's finna happen for this person. And so when I saw the interview with Gary and I saw him on the playlist and I kind of seen what was going on, I was like, damn, he's really finna go. You know what I'm saying? Like he's there. And then I watched the same thing happen for Key when Key was building. Y'all had already went through the process of doing it already, so I could see that y'all knew what y'all was doing more. And it happened for Key, and it was all organic with Key. Like I seen how it happened, and I was locked up for this part of it. I was still sitting through I had a phone though, so I definitely seen what y'all could do, and the kind of attention or the kind of awareness y'all bring to somebody's career who's up and coming.
Yo, we appreciate that for real, man. Like the kind words and the feedback, like we do appreciate that because we're just trying our best. But to hear someone like yourself say that means a lot, man.
Yeah, man, no problem. I appreciate y'all. Y'all help me. Shit, a lot. Y'all don't even realize it. Like you.
It was important for you to be on the interview because we go back, man. Like you mean a lot to
Yeah.
me, and like you always hit me, and I hit you, and like we communicate, and for you to
On behalf of myself and Rico, bro, I appreciate you always just taking the time out to listen to whatever I send you. And when I sent you his music initially, shit, we really didn't have that much going on. You know what I'm saying? We really didn't have that much going on. We, you know what I'm saying? We had the ball rolling in the street, but as far as like actually, getting together, we didn't have that much going on. I mean, like I said, like, bro, you hit me back, you sent the video, you sent the goddamn playlist link. You was like, hey, listen, got you. I sent it to him. He was like, God damn. He was like, bro, who is this? You know what I'm saying? That I kind of had to introduce him to who you were, shit like that. So like I said, bro, I definitely appreciate you, man. You definitely played a big part in my career and in his career and shit like that. And I think you one of the most underrated people that's in your position.
yo, that means a lot, man. Thank you for real, man. I didn't ask you to be on the podcast just to gas me up. Rico, so talking about cosigns and like how I said, Guy puts on for you, and then Guy just gave me a huge cosign. Like just in an artist career, like what does a cosign mean, man? I saw Thug just posted you on his IG story. Like what all does a cosign mean to you right now?
Man, the rap game is based on cosigns, honestly. Like in Atlanta for sure, it's almost like it's like if you don't get certain cosigns, you can still blow, but it's gonna be harder. You're gonna have to really focus on. You got to be real consistent with your fan base and really understand. You have to really understand your fan base and how to build them to the point where they have to respect you. You know what I'm saying? That's what I've tried to do. But I got relationships with a lot of these people before they blew up or outside of this music. Like Slime, like you know, me and Slime around the same age. We grew up around the same areas. Like we didn't know each other growing up, but we started doing music. Like around the time Thug blew, I had already had a record deal. So, you know, we was familiar with each other, but we didn't even link or even have a relationship to recent to my brother. Yeah, got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, got it. Introduced me to Slime when I got out of prison this time, and we was already familiar with each other, but we built a small relationship. And he just supported me. He always told me whatever I need. And shit, I hit him like I just dropped the project and he posted it. You know what I'm saying? I definitely appreciate it. Slime helped a lot. I mean, Slime got a lot of influence over Atlanta. So anytime you get a cosign from somebody like him, it's definitely gonna be big.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean shout out to Thug, man. Because and for everyone listening, people who know him do call him Slime for real, but I just want to verify for everyone listening. Young Thug, he
But yeah,
really does he does look out, and he cares more than most people, you know what I mean? Like he will help.
yeah, he definitely. I mean, besides Karen, he breeds a lot of people coming out of Atlanta. Besides just Karen, like it's a lot of people who can be like Gucci. You gotta think he come through Gucci who did the same thing. So he picked up on that game and definitely does. Gotta appreciate it from him.
Hell yeah. Well, yo, that's a huge cosign, man. I saw it myself, and I was happy for you because I mean that shit does matter. Like all this matters because you have good music. That's step one. Good music, and then you get people to share it, right? That's been the whole theme of the whole podcast. But real quick, just talk about your music real quick. The project's out, but like, what does this project mean to you as far as like everything you're doing right now?
It was personal, Mike. That's why it's called to get back because at the end of the day, when I dropped the Rico Act before I went to prison, I went to prison a month after I dropped it, and stuff was going like in a great direction when I dropped the Rico Act, and then all of a sudden, my whole life got changed once again to the point where I couldn't even promote. I couldn't in it, and it just the whole thing simmered down. So I had to sit up for 3 years and really beat myself up and really battle personal issues like dealing with the fact basically like man I just really fumbled the rock. So I feel like when I get another chance to drop at this shit, everybody got to feel me, like they got to hear me, like you got to hear it. And that was just the beginning. I just scratched the surface with the Get Back. I honestly didn't even talk about really too much personal stuff on the Get Back. Like that was more like just me just making music that people can enjoy. I mean, it's a couple songs on there that's personal, but I feel like for real, like the Get Back is just really like more based on like exactly what it's called, the Get Back, basic revenge or whatever, however you want to put it. Feel like a resurrection, basically. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Well, I could tell in your voice when you're rapping that you're taking it seriously, and that's what people want to hear.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I mean, I'm
you
telling the truth.
told me one of your favorite songs was the outro. Like, just talk to us about it. Like what about that song? What were you thinking about when you made it, or like why did you decide to end with it?
I mean, the outro is just when I did it, I honestly didn't think I was gonna do nothing with it. I was just recording just to record because I like to record at I got my own setup, so I don't always like to go to the studio. I like to record at the house, and I just was speaking how I felt. That's why I like it because it's like a lot of personal feelings. It's just whatever thought came to my mind, even though that's how I record. But that was more personal feelings, like about situation that was going on in my head, but not just one person. It was probably 20 different situations I spoke on. And if I thought about something, I just said it. It didn't even have to go with the bar before that. I just said whatever was on my mind. And when I listen to it, it's not a catchy song. It's not melodic. It's just really just shit straight to the point.
That's the type of music I like. Actually, I don't even need
Yeah,
every bar to rhyme. Like, who cares?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, as
At
long as
this point,
somebody's saying something.
yeah, like shit, it's basically how you deliver it and how you can make the audience feel it.
Hell yeah. When you're rapping and you're doing your music, and some of the songs touch on subjects that some people have no familiarity with, like don't know what you're talking about, or like the song "Walking." Like, someone might hear it,
Yeah.
but what they got to understand is when you're rapping or you're making music or you're saying words on the beat, however you present them, if you're talking about stuff you've seen, you've experienced, that's some
Mm-hmm.
real shit, and people need to respect it. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes people are like, "I don't wanna hear this," or "I don't wanna hear that," but it's like, hey, if this is that guy's reality or the
Yeah,
neighborhood or anybody, like, it has to be said and dealt with. You cannot ignore things, you know?
yeah, exactly. And regardless of how whoever feels about it, it's going on. So you might not want to listen to the song, but it's going on somewhere. So somebody gonna feel it.
Yeah, yeah. Because I had a conversation with someone recently, and they're like, "Oh, I don't like to listen to artists from here or there," and it's like, I had to tell them, just because you don't like it doesn't mean it has to stop, though. Like, the artists
Yeah,
telling their own
just don't
personal
listen.
stories, that's everything.
It's art. You know what I'm saying? Somebody look at it like art. Somebody look at it like it's genius. You know what I'm saying? And you could take your time and paint a fucking 100-foot mural, and somebody appreciate the stuff to paint on the wall more than the mural
Hell yeah.
because it's all about how you view it. You know what I'm saying? So, like you said, music is art, and I definitely feel like some people's music are better quality than the others, but you know, everybody wants to be heard.
But we co-sign this. Gary V co-signs this. We support you, bro. Thanks for coming on the podcast. Thanks for giving us some talk. Thanks to Guy. Thanks to your whole team, because like, we believe in you, and we're gonna be playlisting your music. Everything you drop, send it to us because we're trying to support, and like, let's go, man.
Man, I appreciate you, Mike. I appreciate Gary. I appreciate everybody. D Rock. Everybody who's been just reached out to me and just kept contact with me throughout this time period.
We hope you enjoyed that episode with Rico Cash. That was a great one for me. I really enjoyed it. Okay. I like those real conversations where we're bringing value to the listener. And I hope you learned something or it sparked an idea. You don't always have to learn something, but if you hear me and Rico talking about playlists and cosigns, and you're like, dang, I didn't think about that. My friend next door has a playlist. If that sparked that idea for you, great. And I'm on Instagram, Mike Boyd Jr. I'm also on TikTok, same exact name. I'm on Twitter. Just check us out.